Morning guys, hope you're all okay. So this is my first update into the buddy build with Joe Bentley and Greg Reilly. This is the kit we're doing. Greg is joined the buddy build a little bit later after we decided what kits we were building, and we'd already bought and were on the way. So Greg is doing the trumpeter T-55 with the mine plough on the front, which he's done an absolutely amazing job. Try and check him out, guys. His YouTube channel is just Greg Reilly, same name, but honestly check his build out. He's done winter camo on it as well, and it's awesome, it really is. So check it out. So yeah, this is the kit that me and Joe are both doing. It's Takom, it's T-55 AMV, so it's one of the, I think it's 2015-16 release, I think it's 15 actually. It's got numerous paint schemes that you can do. I think there's about 8 or 9 or 10 even that you can do, might be more actually, which I'll show you in a minute. It comes on a call out card. The kit number is 03012042. That's 03012042. It's 1/35 scale and it's Takom. It's my first Takom kit I've built. I did have this in my last stash, and I said to Joe I'd love to give it a crack, and obviously with it being Russian armour, I just know that Joe would love it straight away as well. So I know Joe's, I'll let him explain his sort of updates when he comes around to getting a chance to do one. But yeah, so there you go. So this is the first update then. So I was going to try and do something a little bit different with this update, and try and do it like sort of sections, if you know what I mean. So this is the lower hull. Lower and upper hull, shall I say. It's not completely constructed yet. It's a beautifully moulded kit, and detail on it is incredible. It really is. Now, in my last video I did on the Tiger update, I got told I whined too much. So all it is I don't think I whine too much. I think it's more so if I tell the truth a bit too much on the kits. If I find a problem with it, I'm going to tell you about it. And I'm not being funny, but £55 for a Dragon kit, or any kit, to be honest, you should not, ideally, this day and age, be having some of the troubles that you have, especially when it comes down to basics like instructions. I mean, how hard is that to sort of put it right? If a lot cheaper companies like Zvezda and them type of companies can put a kit together with no problems at all in the instructions, then surely one of the most richest, I would class one of the most rich, I'd say Tamiya are the richest model company with all the lines that they do with their RC stuff and everything. But I'd definitely say Dragon were up there with how long they've been going for, and that, with so surely they can put together a decent instruction manual. Anyway, by the by, so yeah, I better not whine too much because I get told I do. So anyway, I can't really whine too much about this kit. When I started my channel, I always said I'd tell you the truth about things. If it was shite, I'd tell you they were shite. If it was good, I'd tell you they were good. And I do love Tamiya. I think the majority of modelers love Tamiya, even the ones that love the more Dragon-y builds, and Takom builds and stuff like that are more complicated. I still think deep down people love a Tamiya build, because of the technology and their engineering is just spot on. Anyway, that's a different story. We're on about Takom. Brilliant kit. The detail is incredible. A little fiddly here and there at the front with the error blocks. These here, just get a paintbrush. These error blocks here snapped on me. I'm a little heavy-handed sometimes anyway, which is probably my own fault. but the rest of them have gone down well. I've had to sort of adjust certain things, and if you look really closely, there's the odd one that sort of looks a bit wonky and whatever else, but you know, it does look nice and it's gone on well. The sort of frame for the lighting and that here doesn't fit properly. If I'd sort of, it might be my error, but I don't think it is. It just doesn't fit quite well. There's a gap. However, I'm going to try and do this as a sort of a Syrian army build. So, you know, I'm going to make it look a bit worn as well. Not massively worn, but, you know, as though it's been in the conflict a bit. So that's what I'm going to do. So, you know, I'm going to have that as though it's been you know, touched and battered a bit. The detail underneath, if you can see, is incredible. It's really nice. You've got your mine blast plate here at the bottom, and the error armour down the bottom there as well, which is nice. The detail's just great. The only downside with this, which I've found already, and I did it by mistake, is the wheels. Normally, with a lot of kits, the wheels will click on and be fine. However, you just click them on, and I mean, you can see straight away how wobbly they are, and they just come off. So they're going to have to be stuck on. I mean, the tracks are linked to length anyway, so you're not going to get any movement much anyway. And then they're going to have to sort of be properly aligned so the tracks go on properly. And that, I mean, if not, then I am planning to put this onto a diorama eventually in the future. Possibly next year is one of my plans. So if it does come out that it's a bit wonky, I should just add it on a bit of rough terrain so it doesn't look too bad. Which is the beauty with armour. If you make a problem, you can just stick a bit of mud on it and it's covered, which is great. But yeah, that's one of the problems. Another problem I'd say with it is with these side fenders, which go on the sides. It comes with, there's about 900 holes, and with the upper hull plate here is 3 pieces. So you stick that together. Fit is great, fine, not a problem at all. But you have to drill certain holes in it, in certain different size holes for the error armour. And the same on here. I mean, if I was doing this kit again and I was more experienced with Takom kits, I think what I'd probably do is, because the size holes that it tells you to drill compared to the sort of the nibs on the bottom of the pieces that you stick in, or sort of there's a bit of a gap here and there, and when you see it in the light it shines through so you can see it, but again, just a bit of mud will cover that up, or sand and dust, whatever. So what I'd probably do is in the future I'd probably just leave drilling the holes, and I'd on certain parts I'd just cut the nibs off the bottom and just stick them on, because you have got like for these boxes here, stowage boxes and stuff, and toolkit boxes, you've sort of got this is going to be the is this the left hand side? Yeah, it is. So the left hand side on the 55, if I'm correct, I think is where the exhaust comes out. So this part here will be where the exhaust is. So you've got like sort of you know, sort of a bit of a frame and not nibs there where you position your part on, which is good. So I think that'd be adequate enough. So I think in the future, another Takom kit I build, I would probably, if it's asking to drill all these holes, is have a look at go through the instructions properly first, and which to be fair I did do, but obviously sometimes you can't account for certain things until you actually come to make it. The detail, again, I'm going to rave on about the detail because it really is outstanding. The detail is incredible. I mean, on this fender here, I mean, I don't know if you'll see properly from that distance, but if you look here, let's have a look, just roundabouts here, I don't know if you'll see, let's put this other light on, put other light on. If you just look here, oh, where are we? Bloody thing, trying to get the things lined up. Right here, they are actually, these are your fuel tanks, and you've got like the proper fuel lines that go in, which is perfect. And then if you look on the sides here, they've actually got it moulded into the kit, so it goes underneath each part. So it's really accurate. It is stunning. It really is. I've cut the fender on the back here, so it's just a bit of damage. Like I say, I'm going to do it so it's be a bit worn and torn. Again, you've got sort of little sort of lines here that have been moulded onto the plastic, which is electrical lines, and or you know, well, let's just work it out. Yeah, that'll be electrical line. It's just, I'm just honestly I mean, it's not a cheap kit. I mean, Joe bought these. Me and Joe, what we do is for a buddy build, we sort of take it in turns to get the kits. So with Greg joining in now, I got the first one for the buddy build, which is the A10 Warthog. We're both going to be doing that in the future. Hopefully Greg will join in with that. So when I can, I shall get him a kit for that. Joe got this kit, so, and I know he got it from Model Hobbies just down the road from me in Stoke-on-Trent. So I know they're slightly cheaper than a lot of other places, and I mean by pence on some kits. So I think, I'm guessing it's roundabouts the 40 quid mark, perhaps between 40 and 50 pounds anyway, from what I can remember when I bought this last time from his stash. So with that in mind, for this sort of detailed kit, I would probably expect to pay a hell of a lot more money, possibly towards the £60 mark, especially seeing some of the recent Dragon releases that are now 60 and 70 quid, which is just, it's just a joke, personally, for my opinion anyway. The wheels are all well detailed, lovely detail, not a problem at all. They've gone together great. Then you have like there's two pieces. Then you have like a cap here that that will attach the wheel on in real life. And then you get the tyres, which are separate, which are nice, so they clip on like so. Which is good, so so you get your wheel like that. On this, like I said, I keep saying I want to do it so it's a bit worn. So on some, the only problem again with Takom kits, you guys that built them will know, the nibs on them are very tough and thick. Let me just see if I can find you a nib on one of the sprues, and I'll show you what I mean. Let's see if we can find one on here. Probably not yet. There we go. Right, if you can just see sort of here, where are we? There. It actually goes onto the middle of the part as well, onto the part, so you sort of have to get your sprue cutters at that sort of angle to cut that off and then cut through. And it can be a bit of a problem, but with a bit of time and effort, it's okay. There's no ejector pin marks where you don't want them, which is good. And like I say, the detail again is stunning. This is the gun barrel. I always tend to try and get the gun barrel done, one of the first steps I do with an armour kit, because then I can sort of play with have time to get the seam line out, sand it, polish it, and get it up nice. But again, the detail on this gun barrel is very nice. Again, guys, if you're not picking this up, I do apologise. I can't really see from where I've got the camera, the angle, but it is very nice. Then you get a piece to put on the end. Yeah, it's lovely. So yeah, going back onto the tyres, they were sort of attached in 4 parts. So you'd have the other tyre attached to the side on the sprue gate, but then that would be attached to the sprue, so you'd have like 4 connections, and each connection was slap bang in the middle of the tyre tread. So on some of them, I've taken my time and cleaned them up properly and left the tyre tread on, and then on others I've sort of sanded part off so it looks like the tyre's been worn, which it would have been. But then on others I've also sanded all the tread off so it looks like it's a really old sort of tyre, so to speak. I'm not going to go through all them to try and find one, but anyway, because you won't pick that detail up on camera. But yeah, so that's what I've done on there. But yeah, like I say, it's so far it's a beautiful kit. The photo etch is nice. It's not too thin and flimsy. It's going on lovely, touch wood. But yeah, I can't moan. A little problem I had with here was some of the instructions sometimes are a bit difficult to follow, especially when there's numerous parts on the instruction part and you have to try and follow which way's which. On the sort of tools here, and there's a bit of a rope as well. It asks you to cut the rope and then feed it through, because it's all plastic. So it asks you to cut the rope and sort of feed it through the tool clamps and that there, which it still doesn't fit properly, and it doesn't match up to the holes that it's asked you to drill underneath. But again, little problems, you know, that you can sort of adjust and get rid of with mud or a bit of filler here and there. But yeah, so far so good. It's a beautiful kit. The track links are, let's just show you a quick track links before we go. The track links are individual track links. I had a quick look through, this was about to break. So I sort of try and do them in 10s. Or 5s or whatever, depending on how they go together, and then I'll stick them through. There are side skirts on certain versions of this kit that you can cover up, so you could technically just do, you know, a little bit of them. Going through looking at the tracks, at first you don't particularly pick it up, but you have to have a look properly. There are ejector pin marks on them, which is a right ball ache when it's like this, because you have to sand them off and take the time. But again, you know, it's not a massive issue. I can live with that. So there's that. And then I said to you I'd show you all the different versions that you can do. I mean, this is one side. So there's all those there. I don't know how much you're picking up on here. Okay, so you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on that side, 6 on that side, and then you've got 2 on the side of the box as well. So yeah, it's a cracking little options to put on, really. Some of the options you've got have got the error on the side skirt, some haven't. But I'm definitely going to go for a Syrian war looking tank, I think. I'm trying to pick some Syrian or Iraqi sort of tank crew up to add to it. Especially, I'm not going to rush to get them at the minute, because like I say, I'm not going to be sticking them on a Dio until possibly next year. I don't know yet. But anyway, that's it really, guys. So hope you all well, hope you all stay safe, and may the force be with you. Sorry guys, just one more thing as well before I go. I haven't been, not been great recently, and I've also been doing a bit of decorating as well, so if I haven't been getting back to the comments that you've been leaving me, I will do it, as I plan to. You know, I always, by law, reply to your comments, because you've taken the time, effort and respect to make a comment or reply, you know, to me, so I will get back to doing it. It's just I've been a bit behind, and I won't do this sort of get out clause of just sticking a thumbs up and that. I think that's a bit rude, and I don't know, it's a bit arrogant really. I think it's, that's my view. I might, you know, you probably shoot me in the foot, and I appreciate guys haven't got enough time, and these guys that have got 30-odd thousand followers, then, you know, but even then you look down the column and they've only got like, what, 70-odd comments or something, and it doesn't take 5 minutes just sitting there having a quick look and responding, does it? You know, even with just a thanks or something. Anyway, by the by, that's my opinion. But yeah, so I will reply to you when I can. But I'm just a bit busy at the minute, so I do apologise, but I will get back to you. Anyway guys, hope you're all well, hope you'll stay safe, and may the force be with you.